Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be my first of two videos in my lecture series on probability. In this video, we're going to learn about what probability is. Let's get started. Empirical probability of an event happening is the number of times that event occurred out of the total number of occurrences. But typically, empirical probability isn't the kind of probability you think of. That's experimental or theoretical probability. Any occurrence that has an uncertain outcome is called an experiment. For example, I could flip coins, roll dice, pull cards, something like that. And the set of all possible outcomes from that experiment is the sample space. When I flip a coin, my sample space would be heads or tails. If I roll a fair six-sided die, my sample space would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And the theoretical probability of an event with sample space S, assuming all of those events in the sample space are equally likely to occur, is the number of outcomes of E over the number of outcomes in S. And this is typically the kind of probability we think of. For example, I have a few questions about rolling dice. What's the probability of rolling a 5 on a fair six-sided die? Well, first of all, my sample space for the die is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And I use these curly braces to denote a set of things. So this is my sample space. If I'm rolling a 5, so I'll call this E5, or the event I roll a 5, the probability of rolling a 5 is going to be 1, because there's only one way I roll a 5, out of 6 possibilities total. Similarly, the probability of rolling an even number is going to be 3 out of 6. A 2, a 4, and a 6 are all occurrences in my sample space that qualify or classify themselves as an even, right? So they all fall under the number of outcomes for E out of the 6 total. Why don't you pause the video here to see if you can find the probability that I roll a number less than or equal to 2. Hopefully, we all found 2 out of 6. Let's take a look at a slightly more interesting example of theoretical probability. You can win the lottery by matching all 5 numbers between 1 and 56 plus the one that matches the gold mega ball, which is a number 1 to 46. What are your odds of winning the lottery? Well, here, the tricky part is determining the size of our sample space, because there's only one combination that wins, right? So the probability of the jackpot, well, there's only a single way to win the jackpot out of the number of combinations. So how many ways can I choose these balls? Because remember, the order doesn't matter. That makes it a combination. So I've got, from the regular 5 numbers, I've got out of 56, I will choose 5. And I've also got, out of the 46 golden numbers, I'm choosing 1. Why don't you pause the video here to see if you can finish this on your own? Turns out your odds are only 1 in 175,711,536. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Here we saw theoretical probability and how to compute it for some simple experiments. In the next video, we're going to look at slightly more complicated experiments. Catch y'all in the next one.